When a soldier is out in the field and away from camp cooks, he must carry his own rations. Pre-cooked meats for emergency rations were developed in the Army laboratory for this purpose.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to this episode of History Saver 1941. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And in this episode of History Saver, we're going to be bringing you a little review of a K ration. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the K ration. So this is a reproduction ration from Hogan Food Products, Hogan Quartermaster, out of Graham, North Carolina. And you can check him out on, just Google Hogan Quartermaster K Rations, and his site will pop up as an Angel Fire site. And you can actually go and order some of these reproduction U.S. Army Field Ration K units for yourself. Now, when people think about the K ration, they typically think about this ration. This is the morale ration, as it was called. This is the later war ration. You would have seen these popping up late 44, really late 44, but mostly into 45. And this was an improvement over this K ration, which is the first K ration. This is the K ration that was most notably used during World War II, as these came later in the war. Now, as you see on the front of the box, it's just a plain cardboard stock type box. On the front, you have open inner bag carefully. It may be used as a waterproof container for matches, cigarettes, etc. For security, do not discard the empty can, paper, or reuse or refuse where it can be seen from the air. If possible, cover with dirt, foliage, sand, etc. And that is just so that this would help camouflage positions. It won't give away your position. And the reason why this ration was waterproof, contained as a container was waterproof, was, as you will see in the video in just a moment, these were sealed with wax on the inner box of this ration to help waterproof it, to help gas proof it, and to basically help it last longer whenever the soldier was in combat or on a long march. This was supposed to be used for an emergency ration. Soldiers, however, use these for days at a time, and they learned that these rations were not very suitable in vitamin content. They didn't hold the soldier over long enough for long periods of time. After several days, this wasn't enough food to keep the soldier going. Now, we're only looking at the dinner unit. You also have the breakfast and the supper unit for both styles of the rations. We're only going to be diving into the dinner unit today because it's mostly about these same products in each. On the back of the K ration, you have a contents listing like you do on a couple of modern rations where you get the little contents list with it. Well, this ration had it printed on the back. You get one package of defense biscuits, which is basically just a cracker. One package of ground biscuits, which is a graham cracker. One can of chicken luncheon meat. One package of caramels, which is your candy. One package of bouillon, which is basically soup. 5 tablets of sugar. 1 piece of chewing gum. 1 package of 4 cigarettes. Now, there were several companies that put in the chewing gum especially, and the cigarettes. And as well as everything else in here, you would have different companies that were contracted out to actually provide items for the K rations. And we'll get to those in just a few moments, show you some pictures and whatnot of some of the different companies that was included in here. Like for cigarettes, you have Lucky Strike sometimes, or Chesterfields, or Camels. And it was just a long list of different things you may get.
Yes, I'm in. When do we eat? Well, what's your hurry? All you get now is beans.
Army food is no longer a matter of beans and guesswork. Since the last war, nutrition has become a science, and our Army Quartermaster Corps uses that science in planning Army meals. Food correctly used means fighting strength for our soldiers and better health for civilians. Scientists at food plants, at universities, and at the Quartermaster Corps' own subsistence laboratories in Chicago study food for energy. The food weapons of our enemies are investigated. The Japanese are supposed to produce great fighting energy out of a handful of rice. This is the amount of rice one of our soldiers would have to eat to approach the energy in his own ration. The Nazis are supposed to have a Superman vitamin pill. The pill story is checked by Dr. Ansel Keys and his staff at the University of Minnesota. Vitamins and pills do not help pull weight, but vitamins do help the body use food. Only after eating actual food can a soldier pull more weight or push a bayonet harder. To discover what foods contain the right vitamins for fighting in various parts of the world, experiments are conducted in rooms where any climate can be imitated.
Holy smoke, they got us in the Sahara Desert.
In this heat, different foods are tried. What's lost in perspiration is measured. The answer to the vitamin question is not pills, but good food in plenty of variety, according to Dr. Keys.
If vitamins were missing from his food, a soldier might have to take concentrated vitamins. If he had vitamins but no food, he would still starve. The best way, naturally, is to supply vitamins in the food.
It is for this reason that the Army uses only vitamin-enriched flour in its bread.
Smells good, huh?
If you lose your ovens, take a couple of barrels, cover them with clay, and bake your bread.
The Quartermaster Corps believes in supplying our men everywhere with an abundant variety of fresh food of the kind they like, cooked the way they like it. In this country, the job is comparatively simple. All Army cooks follow a standard menu prepared by nutritionists in Washington. Vegetables and fruits, milk and eggs are centrally purchased in vast quantities by Army officers and civilian experts. The pick of the country's fresh meat is bought, nearly a pound a day per soldier. The job of supply gets more difficult as 1 million men go overseas, for the Quartermaster Corps faces the problem of shipping space. So meat is deboned, saving 60% in bulk. Still more space is saved through dehydration. A greater variety of foods can now be shipped in this form. Only the water in them is removed to be replaced before cooking. Thus, one ship can carry the load of 10. For dehydration, every egg is examined. The yolks are separated from the whites and put through a dryer. Our soldiers on the other side of the world will be provided with breakfast omelets made of this pure yolk powder. Vegetables such as beets go through a new process which preserves color, taste, and vitamin content. While these amazing developments in food processing are now used principally for the Army, millions of civilians will be benefited after the war. For in the future, no household need be without vitamin-rich vegetables and fruits at any time. Dehydrated food is easy to keep. The Quartermaster Corps Laboratory has established this in exhaustive tests. Only water need be added. When cooked, it is often impossible to detect a difference in taste, and constant tests show practically no difference in vitamin content between the dehydrated and the untreated product. When a soldier is out in the field and away from camp cooks, he must carry his own ration. Pre-cooked meats for emergency rations were developed in the Army laboratory for this purpose. Here, too, emphasis is put on taste, as well as on the food value of the ration, which consists of a can of meat for each meal and a second unit containing concentrated soup, hardtack, coffee powder, and candy. Total weight, 3.5 pounds for 3 square meals a day. But specialized troops in mobile warfare need a still more compact ration. So the Army has developed the now famous K ration, the completely streamlined meal. Originally designed for paratroops, K proved ideal for tank busters, commandos, and all isolated units. Each package contains a balanced vitamin-rich meal. A day's ration weighs about 2 pounds. K was developed under Colonel Rowland A. Isker.
The object of the K ration is to provide the soldier with food under emergency. This ration, with its variations, is therefore adapted to all climatic conditions, from the tropics to the frigid zone.
Each item in K had to be super nutritious, but also appetizing. So each item was tested by Colonel Isker's guinea pig lunch club. Several recipes, for instance, were tried in picking a soybean biscuit.
This biscuit seems to meet specifications.
Pretty tasty biscuit.
You bake this biscuit on existing equipment.
With a few adjustments. How much soy is there in these?
About 1 part in 7.
It's good eating.
Thus we find ways to use such highly nourishing staples as the soybean, which is easily produced in great plenty. Soy flour strengthens wheat flour, eggs, lard in the K ration breakfast biscuit. With this and other items in K, we are in the possession of new foods, new methods of preparation, which make mankind independent of distance and climate. These war foods are also bulwarks against famine and catastrophe. To produce them, we have a new industry. When the Army asked its suppliers to build this packaged food industry overnight, they didn't know they were getting K ready for Africa. A chewing gum company flung together a package assembly line out of bicycle chains. This company intends to make K a packaged meal business when peace comes. Millions of K rations. Each container has a tin of meat or cheese, the soy and other biscuits, a concentrated chocolate bar, fruit bar or dextrose candies, coffee, lemon or soup powder, instantly soluble in cold or hot water, cigarettes, and that American nerve tonic, chewing gum. And this amazing package requires no strategic material. Tests, such as the bubble test, sometimes uncover imperfections. For K cartons must be air and watertight, gas-proof, and seaworthy. With science at his service, and the greatest food-producing country in the world backing him up, the American soldier, no matter where he may be, in the jungle, in the Arctic, in the desert, or in his home camp, can rightly consider himself the best-fed soldier in the world. And in the future, the war-born knowledge that has made him so, when spread over the world, can guarantee that no one on earth need suffer from malnutrition or from hunger.
So, what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to open this thing up, and the way you would do that is, and I'm not worried about saving the paper on the outside of this box really, because I order these things all the time. They are just in bulk for me through Hogan Quartermaster, because I use these for reenacting a lot of times, just to have pure correct food for people to see. So yeah, and it's really hard to take this thing off without damaging it totally, because he wraps these very well. And as you can see, I'm even having problems now. Now this is just like a brown paper bag covering, nothing too special about it. And there we go, it is open, and you can see the box inside. It's labeled with D on the end of the box there for dinner. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to break this paper off and pull our dinner unit out. There we go, dinner. And you can see it's sealed with wax. exactly like it's supposed to be. And you can see packaged by Hogan Food Products, Graham, North Carolina, USA. That is not an original thing you would see on the boxes. It would be whatever company produced this ration during World War II. But Hogan puts his name on here so that people know where this ration came from. And he does an outstanding job. Just look how cleanly this outside of this box is waxed. And it was said that these were made to be thrown in water and they wouldn't get wet on the inside. I don't think that really worked, but they did test that through his testing phase, which you'll see in just a few moments. But anyway, they were meant to be gas proof against gas attacks, and the outside of this box actually worked quite well despite the negativity that this ration received. On both ends, you'll see the D stamp for dinner unit. It helps distinguish what it is. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to open the box. Again, he seals these so good. Look at this. It is just so hard for me to even attempt to get this thing open right now. And, wow, he does an outstanding job. So there's really going to be no way for me to save this box, which is okay because I order more. I like to save them if I can on the empty boxes to fill crates with. But anyway, we're just going to do what we can. I mean, he seals these things really good. So, yeah, you can see that right there. I don't know what he exactly uses, but man, is it good stuff. It's like Gorilla Glue. All right, so we got it open for the most part here. Let's finish her off. Okay, so as you can see inside, we have a little bit of a tobacco residue, looks like. I think. Maybe that's cardboard. But anyway, you get your accessory packet that comes out first. You see the wooden spoon. You see your crackers. You see your graham biscuits. And there were different vendors of the crackers as well. So you have a wooden spoon that was included a little bit later in these as well. You have our package of caramels. Pretty cool. And I love how he's labeled this. The Hogan Company, Graham, North Carolina. That's pretty neat. Then you have your bouillon powder here, which is basically your soup. And I don't know what's behind that. There's got to be some coffee in here somewhere or something. No, there is not. It's not listed on the contents. But anyway, so you'll drink your bouillon powder that can offer you a drink, hot drink too as well. But there you go. You have your sugar on this side, compressed sugar, Doughboy Mills Richmond, and pretty neat. So we're going to set that to the side. Next thing to come out is your toilet paper. This wouldn't include toilet paper, most commonly from the Waldorf Corporation, Scott Paper Company, Chesterfield, Pennsylvania, made for the U.S. Army. So this is like spot on. This piece that he puts in here is just spot on for the toilet paper. That is very cool. Also, you would get, let's see, we've got old gold cigarettes in here, which is pretty cool because I do not have a reproduction of this package. So special packaging for the armed forces. And yeah, the treasure of them all, made from the choicest domestic Turkish tobaccos, properly blended, old gold cigarettes. Now, I'm sure inside of this will include some cigarettes. Yep. And if this is going for a kid, make sure you get the cigarettes out of these. Don't leave the cigarettes in here. But looks like he's just filled these with Pall Malls. Check that out. Broke the filters off and put Pall Malls in here. So anyway, there is cigarettes in there. And then you also get some chewing tobacco. Excuse me, not chewing tobacco. I saw Beech Nut and there my mind went. But no, you get some Beech Nut Spearmint flavored chewing gum. And of course you had different chewing gums that would come in these. But this is Beech Nut and looks like he has stuck a piece of Wrigley Spearmint in here. So that's a pretty cool way. And I think you can actually still buy Beech Nut gum if I'm not mistaken. World Market, I think, carries Beech Nut gum. Let's see. And this should be our canned meat, which in this ration is supposed to be chicken. And let's see. Takes a minute to get out. Come on, come on, come on. There she is. Oh, we got our matches. Just a green tip, regular matchbook there. This is supposed to be our chicken. Now, the can is silver. It's not green like they normally were in these rations, but that's okay. This is just to get you through the reenactment, and this is perfectly fine. So, but this is as close as you can get to the real deal almost. But, yep, definitely chicken in there. And your can of meat usually came in this cardboard container here inside of the ration, and that helped protect the can and as well keep the shape on the cardboard container. And you also get a P38 can opener. This is a modern U.S. Shelby Company P38 can opener. These rations came with the keys that twist around the can, and then later they started adding in a P38 as well. But the first rations, mainly these, would have seen the key that would go around the can. Of course, those cans are hard to find today, and this is still correct just to add in a P38 can opener. So what we're going to do is we are going to take and we're actually going to try this stuff out. I'm going to show you what these rations look like. This will give you a little experience into a K ration. We're going to open it up with our P38 can opener here. And yeah, these things take a lot of practice and they can be finicky. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get this open and we'll be right back with you when we do that. Okay, so we've got our can open kind of here. I just wanted to kind of open it maybe the same way they would have. Just enough usually to get into it. But let's go ahead and let's open our accessory pack up here. And Hogan packages things really well. So we're going to take our P38 here just to aid us in opening this. There we go. That way we're not sitting here for a long period of time trying to finick with it. You have some sugar. I don't know really for what. There's no coffee in this. So usually you would get a drink, I think, in these. I don't know quite why there's not one in here. Here's your bouillon powder. Nothing on the back, but a very cool period packaging, as well as the sugar here. Doughboy Mills Incorporated, New Richmond, Wisconsin. Your package of crackers comes very snugly wrapped, and he does a very good job with this. Now, this is not 100% correct, of course, on everything, but this is probably one of the best reproductions already packaged with the food contents that you can get. That I know of, this is probably the only one I know of. Of course, you got K-Ration Info that you can get some rations from, but usually it's just the cartons and the wrappers, and those are like spot on. But this is where you can get all your food and everything wrapped up, ready to go for a reenactment or whatever. Here's your wooden spoon and your caramel candies, which I hate caramel, but there you go. Here's a little brief overview of everything in this ration. You have your bouillon powder, your sugar, your crackers, your spoon, your caramels, your cigarettes, your toilet paper, your chewing gum, your matches, and your canned food product and P38 can opener. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and let's try some of this chicken. All right, so we got our chicken, canned chicken, just modern canned chicken. He's included in this ration. And you got this little spoon. It actually works quite nice. There's your piece of chicken. Yep, that's canned chicken. And this is probably exactly what the guys near what they would have consumed, because it's just bland. I forgot how much I hate canned chicken. It's not good. Don't even ask me what that is. I guess a piece of fat. Wow. But hey, this is what the guys ate. And of course that spoon doesn't work that well. There we go. We have our white crackers here. Yeah, I'm gonna use my P38. So we have our crackers. I use my P38 and kind of help me open them, because look how tough he is. Seal these things, and even with a P38 cutting this, it is hard to open because he's just has it sealed that well, which is a good thing, because I guarantee you nothing's going to happen to these crackers. Let's take our P38 and try to help us open the rest of this package. See how hard it is? Oh my gosh. There we go. Maybe we got it now. hopefully. All right, so we use our P38 can opener to help us get our crackers open. And these things are just sealed so awesome. Wow, even with that, it's hard to get these things open. So we're going to take one cracker here, or half a cracker, or whatever you call this, and get us some chicken. Bon appetito. These are definitely club crackers. They're really good too. They've held their flavor very well. And these rations will actually last a very long time just because how good he packages these things. And yeah, so you got your chicken here. There we go. Get us a big old chunk of this chicken. There we go. That's really covered this cracker good. So there you go. World War II canned meat and crackers. Moving on, we have our graham cracker here, which is just a graham cracker that's been, looks like it's broken where graham crackers usually break at. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to get this stuff out of the packaging. Be prepared, guys, because this is going to probably make a mess, but I guarantee you these are packaged so well. Here you go, your graham cracker. That's pretty good. I feel like crazy Russian hacker here making a mess. So, yeah. Way to go. Now, we're not going to try to gum just because it's gum. You know what gum is. So, toilet paper, well, I can't really put me wiping my booty on YouTube. Old gold cigarettes. Probably not going to light up any cigarettes just because I don't want to get age restricted on the video itself. And then we have our matches, of course. But you know how all of this stuff right here works. So, our sugar. Well, I don't really know what we're going to use our sugar for. We don't have any coffee, any lemon juice powder, any orange, any grape, which came in the later K rations. Caramels, we'll try one of these out. Let's see, caramel cracker. Oh my gosh, this is even packaged good. Wow. So, caramel candies. And that's what they look like. Very fresh. They're very soft. So, yeah, everything you get is going to be fresh. It's not going to be stale. It's not going to be out of date. Everything's going to be absolutely perfect. So we're going to set these to the side as well. And we're going to try our bouillon powder. And as you can see, he makes it kind of easy to open these. Thank goodness. So we're going to try to preserve the package a little bit. And I'm just going to take my P38. And because I do like to reuse some of this if I can for pocket stuff. Okay, I was going to take my P38 and try to preserve it, but I don't think it's going to work too well. Maybe. No. Oh well. We'll just roll with it. But here's our bouillon powder inside. Packaged just like this. This looks like chicken bouillon. Packaged very neatly. Ready to go. So we're going to take our P38 again. This helps us cut things open as well, not only the can. We're going to slice it open. Break our tab. And there we go. So we have our canteen of water here. Canteen is a little bit just discolored because this is an original canteen cup. So, yes, it's clean. It's just discolored because it's very old. So, all right. So, I'm going to take a bouillon powder, pour it in. Chicken bouillon. Now, I have a feeling this is going to be nasty. Really, really nasty. And since it's chicken bouillon, I'll just use the same spoon. Let's get this mixed up, and we'll be right back. Okay, our chicken bouillon is, our water's gotten a little cold, but so it's, look at that. Make sure your water stays really, really hot. Between me heating my water up and doing the rest of this video, it is cooled down drastically. And you can see how bad it is just turning into solid little rocks there. But that's okay. We're just going to give it a try anyway. So, bouillon. Yeah. Okay. I'm not a fan of that. Beef bouillon I like. Chicken bouillon, not so much. Woo. Okay. Yeah, let's leave that. Yeah, I'm going to leave that alone. I do not like it. So, a bouillon, you know, if it was hot on the very cold night, it wouldn't be that bad. But this is then cooled down drastically with me doing the canned chicken and everything else. Didn't really think about it. But anyway, I don't like the taste of the chicken bouillon. It kind of tastes like a noodle pack without the noodles and just the powder. And that's pretty much what that is anyway. I much prefer the beef bouillon. The chicken bouillon, well, it just ain't for me. And yeah. Regardless if it's crumbling up like that or caking up like that, rather, or if it's hot and all dissolved, it's still going to taste the same. And that's just not me. That is straight up sodium, baby. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, this is your review of the Hogan Quartermaster K-Ration. Very awesome product. Very awesome reproduction ration. And this was not a lot of food, as you can tell. It is just enough to sustain a guy. This ration will actually be spread out over the day some. So not everything will be eaten at once. And yeah, it's not great. It's not horrible, but it gets the job done. The taste fell by the wayside for the most part. Soldiers hated the K-Rations. They didn't give you a lot of food. The taste wasn't great. Whatever canned meat that they got. And it just was not very popular, which is the reason why after the Morale series with the colored boxes, you saw these things after World War II kind of fall out. They were around in Korea for a little while, but after that, they pretty much fell out. And a type of C ration kind of went back into existence. But these are just, yeah, they're great. They're lightweight. They can be carried easily in the pocket. And actually, the M43 tunic had a pocket designed for the K-Ration itself. It had a little pocket that your K-Ration would go in. So, yeah, or a bigger pockets sewn on for the K-Ration. So that was kind of the reason behind that. And they were lightweight, could be taken like that just in your pocket. And you will use these on, you know, patrols or missions, or sometimes these guys end up eating these for days. So, yeah. Anyway, this is your reproduction K-Ration from Hogan Quartermaster Company. And I hope you guys enjoyed the little documentary that we showed on the K-Rations and gave you a little insight to the history of these things. Again, this is not totally period accurate as far as a K-Ration goes, but it's pretty darn close as far as buying a reproduction K-Ration with everything already in it. This is one of the best. So yeah, these are great for reenacting, great to use in the field, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, keep preserving history, stay safe. Thank you for sticking in there.